Good evening. My name is Tiffany Neal, and tonight I'm giving my final speech. Whatever. I don't know what I want to talk about. Yeah. So, those are examples of bad speech techniques. And within the last 7.5 weeks, we have been taught good fundamentals to public speaking. And it's intimidating at first. Some students chose it because they didn't have to speak to a live audience. I, on the other hand, chose it because I didn't want to drive to school. Now, me, I can talk to a live audience all day. I can knock that speech out of the park. However, it's a little bit of an adjustment to talk to this itty-bitty tiny camera screen and to maintain eye contact. That's a little difficult. But within these last 7.5 weeks, I've learned to put some finesse on it and to practice it, and look at me now. But within this class, I have learned 3 skills that will benefit me throughout my career as a nurse. So the first one, of course, is eye contact. I believe with eye contact, it makes the person that you're speaking to pay more attention. You're paying more attention to me right now because I'm looking at you, right? Exactly. And with my career, speaking to a doctor or speaking to a fellow nurse, you really have to maintain that eye contact to get your point across or really understand what the person is talking about. The second one is you really have to understand you're going to have your good speeches and you're going to have your bad speeches. Your good speeches, you just need to remember how you did them. The bad speeches, that's okay. You just have to recover from them and learn from your mistakes, which I've done several times in this class. And it benefits me because when I give a speech at work, some days I'm just not into it. People are talking, people are being rude, and I just spit the words out and move on. Now, a good speech is when I've got candy and I've got questions and they have no idea what I'm talking about, and then I group it all together and come back around and they're like, oh, now I get it. So you're going to have those good and you're going to have the bad. Just take what you can from each one of them. And the third one, which is the most important to me, is your personality. You've got to put your personality into speeches. Even when you're talking to someone, personality can get you so far. Look at celebrities. I bet you these celebrities behind closed doors are the boringest people. But you put some personality into them and they can speak anything. And when talking about my career as a nurse, you're taking care of people. You've got to have some kind of personality to make them feel better and more bubbly and have smiles. So I want to wrap this up by stating one of my favorite people that gives public speeches. And that's Abraham Lincoln. That man gave one of the most famous speeches of all time, the Gettysburg Address, 7 years ago. Sound familiar? That was only a 2-minute speech, but that impactful. And this speech is only 2 to 3. I doubt mine is as impressive as the Gettysburg Address, but it's the mere fact that in 2 to 3 minutes, you can impact an entire nation. That's not my goal tonight, but my goal in these last 7.5 weeks was to get better, and I believe I did. With the help of Dr. Robinson, thank you so much for teaching us and being compassionate and being patient. We all can't thank you enough for everything that you've taught us. It's been truly, truly a pleasure. And I want to thank you for supporting me through all of the stuff that I've been going through and accepting my problems and being supportive. It's meant a lot on this journey. Sorry it's ran over. Cut it off when I start thanking you. That is it. Again, this is my final speech. Good night.